It's time I tell you a story. A story of a cub not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story?
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Billy, I love this film. I love Mufasa. Incredible job. How does it feel to return to Pride Rock as Timon alongside Seth Rogen as Pumbaa?
It's a joy and an honor. I'm very grateful to be a part of it. It's so fun. Me and Seth work as a team as Timon and Pumbaa because they are a team. They're best friends. And they're really a comedy duo. They really complement each other. That's the fun part of it. And, well, there's a lot of fun parts of it. But for me, as an actor, that's the fun part of it.
Now, let's set the stage. Where are Pumbaa and Timon at in Simba's kingdom? What have they been up to in the meantime? Where do we find them at?
We find them roaming around like they always do as the outsiders, kind of inserting themselves into the situation. I really like their role in Mufasa because they are just more desperate than ever to be part of the story because they're not. They're helping tell the story. They're kind of functioning as narrators with Rafiki telling Kiara the story of her grandfather Mufasa, who she obviously didn't know because, spoiler alert, he dies in the first movie. So they're trying to get in there and like center themselves, and they're not going to be able to do that. And that's a really fun game to play.
I think Barry Jenkins did such a fantastic job with this film.
I do too.
Absolutely incredible. I love that all the animals are photorealistic but emote. Talk to me about working with him and bringing these characters to life.
What an honor to work with Barry Jenkins. I mean, I love his work. His previous work is very different than Mufasa, obviously, but I have to say, when I saw Mufasa, you can feel Barry's touch because he allowed it to be, for the genre, more complex than these movies usually are. I think Mufasa and Taka, Scar, are complex characters. And I think that's very Barry Jenkins. And it was an honor to get to work with him. He's such a lovely, encouraging guy. He really had Seth and I lean in to improvising a lot and ad-libbing. A lot of it's in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's interesting. Like the song, what is it? The Hakuna Mufasa.
That was improvised during a recording session.
Really?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Now, can you talk about the themes of family, destiny, and resilience? Because I feel like nobody better than Pumbaa and Timon. No. Yeah. I feel like nobody better than Pumbaa and Timon would be able to understand those themes.
Yeah, I mean, that's at the core of the movie. You know, that's what's fun about playing Timon with Seth and Pumbaa is because we get to be the comic relief in a movie that's pretty intense and pretty serious and dealing with real themes about fathers and their children and families and their children. And that's complicated, rich, poignant stuff that we can all relate to. I've told this story before, but when I watched the movie in a screening room, I watched it alone because I hadn't seen it yet on the Disney lot, and behind me, the only other person in the theater was the security guard they made me watch the movie with, so I don't record it as if I'm gonna give Mufasa away on my IG, but okay. And the security guard was like this older, kind of stoic guy, stands up at the end and looks at me and said, "That movie made me want to call my dad tonight." And this was an older man. And I was like, "Your dad's alive?" No, I'm just kidding. But it was very sweet. It was very moving. And I think that speaks to how emotional the movie is and how those themes, how relatable they are.
Yeah, and kids watch Lion King right after. It's going to rip their heart right out.
Good.
Now, talk to me about working with Seth. Did you guys record in a studio together?
We record everything together for these movies, yeah. And that really, I don't know how we would do it otherwise because we're bouncing off of each other, we're improvising a lot, and Timon and Pumbaa are a comedy duo.
Now, look, fans of Lion Guard have been waiting to see Kiara for a while now. Talk to me about what we can expect from Kiara.
Kiara's a sweet young character, voiced by Blue Ivy Carter, and it's really sweet because she doesn't know Mufasa, obviously. Her grandfather died in the first movie, and so we get to tell her the story, and she's learning about how he became the king, as it were, you know, whatever we're calling him now, the leader, the patriarch. And it's cool to be able to help tell that story because he didn't start off that way.
Sure. Now, Pumbaa and Timon are like peanut butter and jelly, and if, their friendship has lasted the test of time for over 30 years. What makes their friendship so strong and last the test of time?
I think it's so clear that they're always the outsiders, always trying to like shoehorn their way into the center of the story, but they're never the center of the story. And they're such opposites in certain ways. They're just kind of classic, unlikely best friends and an unlikely duo. And I hope you can feel that they also really love each other and that they are best friends, even though they make fun of each other a lot.
Yeah, I love that. Well, look, this film is fantastic. Thanks. Loved it. Incredible job. Mufasa's great, man.
Thank you. Incredible. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Billy.
Finally, food. If you take my life, you will never find where you are going. Parker, do not eat him. Wonderful. Another we're not supposed to eat.